Beer, 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 but beer, but beer, beer. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me, Maperuski, for beer review number, I want to say, 111. This is my first beer review back home from Niagara Falls, where I was with the Albino Rhino and Redbeard. We did a bunch of tours around different breweries in the Niagara, St. Catharines, Fonthill region, Niagara on the Lake area, and I brought a ton home. So let's I think it's 111. I did a bunch of reviews there, but I didn't number them because I was very did a lot of tours, and I want to thank them both, especially Albino Rhino, for hosting me and Redbeard there at his place, and then also around the Niagara region to all the breweries out there. That was absolutely awesome. So, and the first beer I have for you guys post Niagara Falls trip from my big batch of beer is from Plan B Brewing Company or Brewery. It is their Old Canal Cream Ale, coming in at 4.5% alcohol by volume, and no IBUs listed here on the bottle. But looking over at Untapped, it does show it being at around 15 IBUs. Sorry. They do change their beers up, I'm pretty sure, quite a bit. But I know this one was at the brewery. I did enjoy it, so a little bit of a spoiler, but let's get down into the review. They are located in St. Catharines, Ontario, and a very small little brewery. For what I'm used to, I don't think they make a ton of beer at a time. It's like 100, I want to say 100 gallons at a time, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I remember hearing something like that from the owner or one of the brewers there, but don't quote me on it. I don't remember. It was a long trip. It was a damn good trip, but let's stop dilly-dallying and let's crack her open. Yes, that is right, Ted. Regular looking bottle cap. And here's what the beer looks like before I pour it. Simple logo, Plan B Brewery, created in 2016 with a hop sort of down there, and then Old Canal, ABVs, and size of the bottle. So let's pour it into our Oast House pint glass and see what kind of beer we got. I'm not going to pour the full thing, maybe about half. There we go, that's about half. Good amount of head on there. Very clear, very pale yellow. Not too much carbonation, not too many carbonated bubbles coming up through the actual beer. A few though hanging on the sides. Looks very nice. So let's give it a smell, see what kind of aromas we have. Very bready for sure. Malty, a little bit of sweetness in there. Like a cream corn sweetness. And there smells pretty nice. Nothing super sweet, but still sweet enough. Just like I said, cream corn. With that said, let's get into this. One thing I gotta say is very smooth. Not too much carbonation. It's more on the low end of the carbonation side. And again, those cream corn notes do come through in the actual sip. Also with the nice breadiness, sort of in the mid finish that lingers on in the finish. It's a very nice, easygoing, easy drinking beer for sure. That cream corniness, sweetness of it works really well in this beer. It's solid. The other cream ales I've had, I think, was the main one that I like is from Muskoka Brewery. That one's much more darker in color than this, but this is a very well done beer. It seems, at least fits my palate quite well. With that said, let's continue on, and cheers everybody, and cheers to you Plan B, and cheers to you Albino Rhino and Redbeard for just the amazing few days. Cheers guys. It's nice. It's lighter. It's not too heavy of a body. Rolls right off the tongue, very, very nice. That bready note in the finish is extremely nice as well, but that it's like cream corn and breadiness, like cornmeal biscuit or something like that. That's sort of, when you mix the two together, I don't know, that's sort of how it plays in my mind. But no, very extremely smooth, very nice. Looking on the bottle, like I said earlier, not too much information. And again, it is a very small brewery. You can only get them in the brewery, like actual bottles. And then I think restaurants around the area do carry their beer as well. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes for Plan B. Sadly, not on the LCBO yet. They are a very small operation, and what I've learned is that it is very hard to get into the LCBO. But Old Canal, it's a solid beer for sure. I quite enjoy it. I tried to find a website for them. They do have a website link when you go onto Google, but it's not working at the moment. They do have a Facebook page. You can find them at Plan B Brewing. They got a good amount of information, some photos. I think nope, this is something else, right? Nope, this is something else. Scratch that. Yeah, no website. Sadly, the link is dead or is busted or something where I've tried to find it, but I do have it here up on Untappd. And on Untappd, they're saying the ABV is 4.7. I'm pretty sure they do change it a little bit, and the ABV might come out a little different, or that's just a misinformation. But the bottle I have here is 4.5, so not very alcohol-y at all. Like I said before, 15 IBUs, and on Untappd, it has gotten a 3.38 out of 5. So, a fairly decent rating. Looking down for a review, more or less by somebody else, or at least some comments on Untappd. Here's somebody, they say light, corn in the nose, and the aftertaste, but not unpleasantly so. Like I said, yeah, no, it's like cream corn. What are they call it? The cream ale. I guess that's how it works. I forget exactly how cream ales are classified as a cream ale, but I think it has something to do with like cream corn or some other sort of creaminess in the beer. But it's a solid beer. Sad to say I only have one of them, but still, money is a little bit tight, and I wanted to get as much beer as I could for my $1. But yeah, no, it's a solid beer. It's very nice. Nice to see that cream corn and that bready, biscuity note in there as well. That just makes everything. It flows really nice. That's the one thing I look for in beers, is if they flow nice, and this one does 100%. So with that said, let's finish her up and get rate ratings. Cheers, everybody. I gotta say too, nice lacing on the glass for a cream ale. Holy crap. Very, very nice. So, you know, I'll do the presentation for what I have here. So, I won't be so rigorous because these smaller breweries, they don't have, you know, you don't need all the information you get on most beers sold in the LCBO, because if you have any questions, you just ask them in the actual brewery about like ingredients, IBUs, brewed on date, stuff like that, because it switches or changes all so often, kind of thing, and they go through stock quicker than a LCBO would. But for rating the beer, you know, it's a solid beer. Everything flows nice, very creamy mouthfeel, but not too heavy. And the cream corn flavor with the bready, biscuity flavor as well in there. Just they work remarkably well. It's nice to see something different than other cream ales out there. So I gotta give this beer, you know, I gotta give it a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I enjoy it quite a bit. Nothing unpleasant about it at all. It's definitely a damn good cream ale. Moving over to the presentation, like I said, I wouldn't be so rigorous with this. But for the bottle itself, you know, they have a very nice logo. I don't think they do any specific can or bottle design for their beer, just because they are on such a smaller scale, but still very nice, simple logo. I like how they have a big sticker under there saying what beer it is, the style, and the ABVs and the size, and they also list the their official name, Plan B Beer Works Incorporated, their address, which is 174 St. Paul Street, St. Catharines, Ontario, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, no brew down date, nothing fancy like that, because you can ask all those questions in the actual brewery. So I gotta give the bottle design and all that, the presentation, I gotta give that a solid 7.5. Very nice, very elegant, nothing too in your face, crazy, very, very nice. So yeah, 8 for the beer, 7.5 for the presentation of the bottle, and that just about wraps it up. So if you have any comments, questions, suggestions of beer you want me to review in the future, leave all that information down in the comment box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That'll do it for me, mate Brewski, and like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.